the Stream 1 action as we reach the quarter-final stage, and this bottom half of the draw is very, very interesting
25.
indeed. Here on Stream 1 we've got Ross Smith against that man Dirk van Duijvenbode, and over on Stream 2 with Dan
25.
Dawson, Gerwin Price, the favourite to come through this section, playing Mickey Mansell, who he does have
25.
a little bit of previous with on the floor. A match on the stream which saw Price storm off after accusing Mansell of foul
25.
play. They ended up completing the match on another board. The top half of the draw features Jamie Hughes, the man who you witnessed around half an hour ago here, beating Michael van Gerwen. He's currently 2-0 down against Gabriel Clements.
Outside.
And then Peter Wright, the world champion, against the UK Open champion, Nathan Aspinall. An interesting tie here. One of these men is going to book their place
Bullseye.
in the semi-finals.
Outside. Ross has won the ball.
And Ross Smith
Ross to throw first.
will have the throw first as he bids to do just that. It would be the first time
96.
that Ross Smith had made it into a semi-final. In a ranking tournament outside of
131.
Q School for some time, and for Dirk van Duijvenbode it would be the first time
100.
that he's ever made it into a PDC semi-final.
100.
The pair have met a couple of times, but they were way back in the development tour days in 2013. Had a win each under their belt, no senior meeting between them.
58. $60.
Ross did reach a quarter-final here in Barnsley towards the back end of last year, also reached the quarter-finals at the UK Open, you may remember.
137. $140. $90.
Well, missed the chance to enjoy the perfect start.
Game shot.
And van Duijvenbode hangs on to his throat. Last semi-final for Ross Smith, to my knowledge, was back in 2013 in the UK Open qualifier. Lost out on the day to John Part.
100.
Smith is enjoying a good start to the season.
60. $74.
As is Dirk van Duijvenbode, and Smith there had been signs from, not so much van Duijvenbode, apart from what he produced at Q School.
$134. $93. $96. $60.
And Duijvenbode now looking to double his lead on tops. Now double 10.
Game shot. $99. $137. $140.
And Duijvenbode this afternoon has defeated William Borland, Ricky Evans,
123.
Glenn Durrant, and Jeff Smith to set up this tie with another Smith. Jeff Smith, of course, reached the final here yesterday.
100. $56. $101.
Double top then, surprised that he stayed there. It looks a little tricky this.
52.
Had to move across, there were other options. And against DVD, Ross Smith might wish that he could rewind.
Game shot.
And do it again, because the Dutchman is halfway to his first PDC semi-final.
$57. $100.
Ross Smith's run this afternoon includes victories against Jeffrey Desvan, Martin Clearmaker, Johnny Clayton
32.
and Scott Waits, who had a decent run. And Smith has now dropped as many legs in this match
180.
as he dropped in any other match. 6-3 wins in his first trio of games and a 6-1 success against Waits. Slight smirk on the face of Dirk there in response to the 13th maximum of the afternoon recorded by Ross Smith. I can tell you, by the way, that Gerwyn Price is coasting to victory,
100.
it seems, against Mickey Mansell. 4-0 ahead in that one. Gabriel Clements leads Jamie Hughes 4-2. Peter Wright and Nathan Aspinall
84.
tied at 2 apiece. And as you can see here, Dirk van Duijvenbode 3-0 up on Ross Smith, who doesn't have to go for the bull
89.
and hasn't. Opting just to set up a single darter instead.
140.
Well, he's barricaded himself out here. Can he find a way?
No score.
Somehow in there he couldn't, and he could be staring down the barrel of a 4-leg deficit here. Double top.
Game shot.
Well, this is a remarkable performance from Dirk van Duijvenbode, who's not missing anything. 102 average, and you can see in the background he's pleased with his work in this match.
130.
Has produced some decent stuff over the course of the weekend. A standout 105.1 average in a 6-1 win against Ted Everts yesterday.
57.
He actually had a 100 average
125.
in defeat to Jeff Smith in the third round. Who knows, it could have been him that went on to reach the final had that 6-4 scoreline been reversed.
$135.
Could yet be him that reaches the final today. Morning, Dirk. Having a little stretch before he gets back to work. Seemingly indulged in a 10-second siesta as his opponent tossed his darts. And what a fine leg of darts it's been from Ross Smith. 137, 125, 135 and almost 104 to go out in a dozen darts.
44.
I think you can safely say that Van Duijvenbode has gone to sleep for this leg. But Ross Smith is yet to hit a double.
Game shot.
That changes now. At this stage, it seems unlikely to change the destination of this duel. But stranger things have happened. Dirk Van Duijvenbode, one of the players to lose his tour card.
41.
At the end of last year.
180.
Had to go back to the European qualifying school and won it back immediately. Through the order of merit, reached 2 semi-finals there.
180.
His best run on the floor in the entirety of
174.
last season. Was to the third round, so it's been a much more encouraging
94.
start for the Dutchman this time around. A 180 followed by 174 means he's very much back on it after that snoozy leg.
34.
He's not yet out of the woods in this
96.
one, despite the power scoring. Smith leaving himself handy just in case there is a mess. Well, that's not an absolute darting disaster because it leaves him double 4. That leaves him double 2.
16.
Well, there is a mess, and Smith has a chance to mop up. .66 remaining. You know what that means. He knows what that means.
Game shot.
And we all know what that means. Bullseye finish for Ross Smith to get himself back in contention. After Dirk Van Duijvenbode had squandered 5 darts to move 5-1 ahead. Big bullseye finish
57.
that could be. We do have 2 names already in the semi-finals. Gerwyn Price has whitewashed Mickey Mansell with an average of 106.
58.
And Gabriel Clements is there, 6-2, his victory against Jamie Hughes.
$85. $94.
For your information, we will have the match featuring Gerwyn Price here on Stream 1 against the winner of this match. There'll be around a 5-minute break
100.
at the end of this. Gabriel Clements will take on either
57.
Peter Wright or Nathan Aspinall over on Stream 2.
$59. $140. 60.
Well, two big finishes on offer. Van Duijvenbode can only set it up, but he's put himself in a good position.
92.
Well, if the bullseye 91 out was big, this would be enormous. It's not going to happen.
85.
The damage was done early on, really, to Ross Smith, and it could be getting away from him.
Game shot.
As Dirk van Duijvenbode finds the corner of that double top and puts Ross Smith back in the corner. Just heard a bit of excitement from the other board. We'll try and get confirmation of what that's all about, but I can tell you in that match, Nathan Aspinall leads it 5-4 against Peter Wright, and he's averaging 117 to Wright's 113.
85.
Remarkable stuff happening.
180.
That's not a match that is actually on the stream, that's out there in the arena.
180. 59.
And I just have had confirmation that Nathan Aspinall has hit a 9-darter. That's the third of the day, the fifth of the weekend here in Barnsley. What a match that is turning out to be. The winner of that match between Aspinall and Wright will be on stream 2 next against Gabriel Clements. Gerwin Price lying in wait for the winner of this one here on stream 1.
$52.
Well, a chance there. Gone begging again. Match start missed. This to stay alive. Well,
32.
Is that a sign that he's thrown the towel in? Has taken a towel in for much of this match. Can Dirk van Duijvenbode get over the line?
15.
Ross Smith was probably lucky that when he threw that dart in fury, it landed in a segment that actually helped him out, because he'd rather be here than going back. But he hasn't managed to take it out.
One score.
And nor has Dirk van Duijvenbode. I've got confirmation that Nathan Aspinall has just beaten Peter Wright, a 137 checkout to do it. Finishing on 2 double tops. Any double will do here.
No score.
Does anybody want to win? How many chances, Dirk? How many chances? Well, when you've never been there before, I'm sure the doubles seemingly string, but Dirk van Duijvenbode is just trying to compose himself and forget about the occasion, forget what it means, and just do the business. But he can't do the business. It's all getting very, very messy indeed. Now it's Ross Smith's turn to have a word with himself. And he's back up in the madhouse.
Game shot.
But he's in the double. And he might well be back in the match. Well, every picture tells a story, but I'll let you divulge whatever you want from the almost freeze frame we had on the pair of them then. Nathan Aspinall's final average in that 6-4 victory against Peter Wright, 117.5. That's the highest of the day. The second highest average of the day is Peter Wright's in that match, 113.7. Not good enough, Peter.
82.
At the point that Aspinall was completing the 137 to back up the 9 darter, this pair were
121.
missing bucket loads of darts at doubles 2 and 1. Doesn't matter how you get there, just that you get there.
180.
And Dirk van Duijvenbode hasn't mastered that craft yet. Ross Smith applies the pressure, needs a treble to leave a check out.
58.
Hasn't found one. May look at the bull, may look at treble 14. That was the target.
131.
In the end, leaves himself double 4.
100.
And looks to close the gap.
Game shot.
The gap narrows. 5-2 lead. And a 4-0 lead
34.
that Dirk van Duijvenbode had in this match has been reduced to a single leg.
$60.
And he can hit all the big scores he wants, but it's the finishing that he
40.
needs to sort out. Had ample opportunities to extend his lead further earlier in the match and to close it out
140.
in the leg before last.
77.
Well, he's 151 points in front and will be coming back knowing he has a couple of visits to clean this up.
97.
Doesn't find the treble with the first start, but that
90.
second one going in will be a sweet sight for the Titan, who now once again is on the brink of victory and on the verge
44.
of reaching a semi-final in the PDC for the first time. He could use that. And he has
Game shot.
used it as a guide after the flyer with dart number 2, but in the end he gets the job done. Destructive damage from Dirk van Duijvenbode in the early part of the match. It almost fell apart, but he books his place in the semi-finals, and we will see him against Gerwyn Price in around 5 minutes time here on stream 1. Over on stream 2 it'll be Gabriel Clements against Nathan Aspinall. It's Make Your Mind Up time.